What's going on, everybody? Figured I'd get the camera out here. We got a 2011 Honda CRV. I guess a locksmith was out, tried to program a key. I tried to program their key as well. I used my my key tool max on the floor over there to read the chip. That seems like it's okay. This thing's a little rough, you know, from the auction or something. I'm not sure what's going on with it. I'm trying to do a complete vehicle DTC scan here. Just so you know, even if you use IHGS, I mean, Honda's just scan slow. There's nothing you can do. But I did try programming a key with the top down. It failed. I did all keys lost. It failed. Also, I did the function of the replace the IMO unit, and at the very end, that function failed. I tried to do PCM replace function, or ECM replaced, and that also errored out. So as that's doing its scan, I thought I'd take a look around, see what type of baloney we got going on here. It must be like a little GPS or something. I'm not sure what's going on, but I will share with you guys what I find out here. I want to show you something kind of odd with this Key Tool Max. Let me see if I can make it so we can see the screen. If I go to the ignition coil signal detection, this thing's going crazy all the time, saying it's detecting a 4D transponder. Now, I'm walking around, I mean, this should not detect this, I don't believe. I've used this tool before, and never had it just keep on getting a false reading. It's beeping and saying it's detecting a 4D transponder, so I don't know what's up with that. I'm walking to the other side of the parking lot and still got that going on. I really wanted to use this tool to check that signal, but it seems like it's being false. My battery is at about 28%. I don't think that would cause a problem there, but if anybody else on the YouTube knows what I'm missing here, maybe it needs an update or something, who knows. I don't use this tool often, and as you see, we do have a what appears to be almost like a factory system. This is nicely taped up. They use a nice fabric tape here on this remote start, aftermarket remote start. The vehicle does crank, but we don't have it starting, so I'm really wondering what they got going on here. Maybe some other things. Oh, there's a phone. Okay, so doing our system check here, you can see there's a function called system check, and it says that there's no communication between the key and the immobilizer unit. So I want to be checking, I should probably read all this, but to make sure the ignition is on, check for a proper type of key. I'm going to be checking my powers and grounds up to the key reader up here. I really wish that my Key Tool Max, or whatever that tool is, will be working properly. It's doing an update. Let's see how it's going here. Do I want to install? Oh, just turned off on me. Go install. So it's going to go ahead and update this app. Maybe that'll make a difference. I really don't use this tool often, but it's pretty neat to test keys and stuff. But it's doing an update on the system. Sorry for wiggling the camera for y'all. Install. So we're going to go ahead and get that updated. And in the meantime, I'll probably just pull down this hush panel here, the lower column cover, because I really want to check my powers and grounds to the immobilizer unit. Looks like somebody's been horsing around a little bit here. All kinds of funny stuff. Guys, after I updated the Key Tool Max here, the signal detection is working. If I put it up here, I can't do both at the same time, but I'll go ahead and turn the key to the run position. And you can see it does come up with the 46 transponder. Before it was saying 4D, and this is a 46, like I think I fill up 46 chip or whatever. So at this point, I was going ahead and testing. I wanted to check my powers to the ignition, or should I say to the immobilizer. The orange and the blue, light blue should be power, and the brown all the way at the end is ground. So we got the picoscope up here. This is using the 2205A. Let me just go ahead and put this to a 20 volt scale. Guys, I don't know if this is going to come out so you can see or not, but we'll see. Trying. I'm not going to make a screen recording of this. I'm baking in the sun. Got to get going. So just so you see, I'm going to go ahead and tap this to power. You can see we got 12 volts there. Here is our other power. We got 12 volts battery voltage. Here's our ground at the other end. And our ground is low, so that's cool. And let me take a look at this diagram here. I was looking at this. Terminal number 3 is our S-net. I'm not familiar with the S-net. I have not done much diagnosis with the S-net, but the S-net goes back up to the MCU module, which maybe there's a function to replace the MCU. Maybe something's going on with that. I didn't see a function for that, but let's take a look. I'm going to probe this in here, and let's get back to the picoscope. Uh-oh. I don't know what happened. I lost my connection. Got the picoscope on here. I probably leaned on my connector. There we go. Let me plug that back in there. I messed up, guys. And I don't know if this is going to come up on the screen. I'm really hoping it does. And hit the OK button. And let me go ahead and put some more voltage on that scale. We're going to go to the 20 volt scale here. And I'm showing a flat line of about 4 volts, you see? So I'm not showing any communication there. Let me go ahead and turn this key on and off. So when I turn it off, I saw a little bit of fuzz. Okay, so there is a signal there that happened. Let me hit the stop button. And let's go back and take a look at that. So we do have some sort of communication on our S-net, if you can see that. Looks like it goes 0 to 4.5 volts maybe. Where are we at here? Let's drop the cursor. I am not familiar with S-net. This is going to be the first time I've had a problem with it. If there's a problem. 4.5 volts on that. So we do see, let me hit the play button again. We do see some sort of communication. Let me go ahead and blast a lot of time on the screen. It's going to make for a poor sampling rate, which is okay. In this instance, I'm going to go ahead and put 50 milliseconds of division up here. That's a lot of time. So you can see when I turn it on, you see that little pattern there. That is the communication. So that part's working. Let's go ahead and take a look at the next wire on the list. So that was our S-net. The next one's B-CAN. I'm assuming that's body CAN. That should be pretty straightforward. Putting that back up in there. Guys, I think one of the hardest things technicians have trouble learning is to actually probe connectors and stuff. I've taught some classes, and I'm realizing that a lot of times that's what technicians need to do. They just need to get out there and do more of it. So here is our B-CAN. That looks sweet. This is with the key off. Let's go ahead and zoom in here. Take a zoom in and see what it looks like. As far as time, yeah, that looks nice and square, nice and clean. Let's go ahead and turn the key on. So everything's communicating there. That's great. What's the next line? Next one over. After that, what do we got? After that comes our K line, and then we also have our key ignition key switch. So we gotta check the K line. We'll go over there next. I think that's just for the scan tool. Not 100% sure. The K line is the light blue one right here. I'm trying to get that in there. These are little tiny terminals. And let's see what we have. And we're just slightly over a volt right now. Oh, what happened here? Picoscope. Funny stuff sometimes. We're just barely over about half a volt right now. Let me go ahead and turn this on and see what happens. So that goes up to about nearly 12 volts. Let me go ahead and go to system check with my scan tool. When I did that, if you can see there, we do have the scan tool trying to communicate. So that is the K line communication there. You see we had some activity. Let me blast some more time on the screen. So it's not going to be a pretty clean signal, but if I hit the OK button down here, okay, and we go back to system check. As I hit system check, I'm going to hit this system check right here, and I'm going to put you guys on the scope. So as I hit the system check, you can see there we've got communication happening. So I got to figure out what else is going on here. We've got one more line to check, I thought. Yeah, the next line over is this ignition switch. Let's try that one. Let's go over there and see where that goes first so I know what to expect. I always like to know what to expect on a circuit before I go testing it. and it goes up to the MCU. It says ignition key switch. So I'm assuming there's going to be voltage there, maybe when it switches the keys into ignition, probably. So let's go check this. Go back to the scope. I'm probed in there right now, and it's flatline 0. Let me turn the key off. Okay, so it's high at 12 volts with the key out. Sticking the key into the ignition, this voltage goes down, stays down. So I'm seeing a change of state, which I'm assuming is okay. I've never tested this before, but I'm gonna have to do some more research, guys. And guys, you could call it a rookie mistake, but I did not go to this function of replace the MPCS MICU unit. I did replace PCM, it failed. I did replace IM unit, it failed. I tried to do the keys, it failed. So let's go ahead here and we're going to try this. Replace IMCS. This is like the MICU or the multiplex unit, I think is what they call it. Turn the ignition off. Wouldn't it be funny if that's all I had to do here? Oh, that'd be terrible, huh? Turn the ignition switch on. And I'm having focusing problems here. So the switch is in the run position right now. Is this equipped the Honda Smart Key system? No, this is just a registration's complete. Let's go ahead and see if it starts. Well, I should have just seen if the security light goes out. No, we still have a security light blinking. Let me try to do keys now. Or actually, let me go back and do immobilizer setup. We want to go into checking the status, system status. Immobilizer info, system check. Want to try that out. A3, no communication between key and immobilizer unit. Alright guys, I'm kind of running out of ideas here, so I'm cutting another key. I don't think I have a bad key because I can read it with the Key Tool Max. Also, I did look on Identifix and saw that they said make sure, see what the PCM data says, immobilizer band. This is in data stream of the PCM. There's actually a immobilizer data PID. I had it, here we go. There we go. You can see it says band, so as long as it says that, it's not going to start. So I am going to go ahead and grab this key out of here, and we're going to try to program this one. This is my key. The key they had is definitely a no-name one, so we'll see what happens. Alright, we're going to go ahead and hop back into our immobilizer system, and we'll see what we can get here. Immobilizer setup, and I'm just going to go ahead and add a key again. It's nice to be in the van out in the shade, out of the sun. So we're going to go keys, we're going to go all keys lost, and we're just going to add one key. So hopefully it gets to immobilize normal now. Nope, not normal. So it won't let me do, it's not letting me do just the key. So probably right now we don't have a key problem. Unless it won't do the process of replace the immobilizer unit without having a valid key. We want to program one key, okay. Turn the ignition switch off. We gotta go back outside here. This thing's kind of interesting because I'm not sure what's actually going on here. Set ignition off. Off. Set ignition on. On. And I'm running out of ideas besides trying to take a look at, I got a lot of stuff disconnected here, but I don't know how this, I'm looking at the different color wires and the circuits to see what may or may not be going to our immobilizer, because this has definitely got a aftermarket system. I found these remotes sitting in the door. These guys here, they don't look very quality. I hate aftermarket stuff. I'm not a fan of anything aftermarket because it's always a pain, causing me all kinds of grief. But I'm looking at this, and I know we got a GPS locator. Remote start, which I don't know if this is, this wiring on this seems so nice, like it was almost like factory wiring, but I don't think it is. Set ignition off. Set ignition on. Oh, I gotta type in the VIN. I almost know it by heart now. Yes. Set ignition off. On. Got a little beep beep out of it. That's kind of funny. Set ignition off. Set ignition on. Now I'm watching the theft light is still flashing. Set ignition off. Set ignition on. And the security light's still flashing. Set ignition off. Usually the security light I think will stop flashing right at that key cycle. Oh, it went off that time. Let's see if it stays off, guys. Would you believe that? Is the immobilizer light off? Yes. Start ignition off. Set ignition on. Oh boy. Can't believe it. It's complete. Turn ignition off. All this for what I thought would not be a bad key. Okay, now let's try and see if we get something out of this thing. Ah, she sounds a little weak, but let's go back into our PCM and make sure that we don't have let's go back into our PCM and check that immobilizer data PID that said ban. Okay, so we're gonna go back into our PCM data. All this for a bad key, guys. The good news is I got to test some wires at this immobilizer unit that I've never tested before. I don't usually scope out K-line. I'm very inexperienced at seeing K-line. I've never seen the S-net. That's all new to me, so that's awesome when you get a chance to see something you're not used to doing there. So PGMFI, we're going to hit enter. And wait for this data list to build up. Okay, so we're going to go to data stream, and I'm guesstimating my time because I didn't hit my stopwatch, guys. I forgot. So we're looking for that immobilizer data. Here, that's all I really care about. Actually, let's take a look at our engine RPM, engine speed too, because this thing sounds like it probably spit out a timing chain or something like that. Oh, look at that. Immobilizer says run. So that's something I learned today. So it's all worth it if we learn something, right? I'm going to go ahead and put my foot to the wood. This thing's probably all flooded and who knows. That's pretty rough, but I'm going to put this to clear flood mode and give it a crank. Come on, there we go. Woo! Got a runner. Alright, job well done.